In the last video, I talked about different reasons that you might want to buy domain names on Freename to have a Web3 digital identity. And I talked about numbers, then I talked about names. But I thought because it's been a couple of videos since I talked about TLDs, when you start thinking about TLDs and operating businesses, managing your own top level domain, if you think about top level domains that might work well with lots of domain names, lots of different things to the left, like people's names or short numbers. And so you may decide that you want to have your own network. And it's going to be up to you to come up with some creative ideas about what it means to be part of your network and take advantage of some of the utility and the dApps and the different resources that Freename adds in the future. But one of the ways you can think about it is that you can come up with kind of a directory that you may decide that you want to have. For instance, you could come up with a TLD that you might call Web3 name. So people can have their regular name and they can have their business card. And then you may say, well, I'm going to buy the TLD Web3 name. And because that's a combination of letters or numbers, it's kind of long, it doesn't come with the premium price, so you can buy it for $79. And then if people buy different domain names, this is at the very beginning, you can actually buy domain names like web3verse.web3name. And this is actually buying the domain name and the TLD at the same time. But the reason I want to talk about it is you can sit there and you can say, okay, this is a way to own a TLD that can have lots of different things at the front or at the back. And so if you had something like Web3 name, and then some of your domain names that people buy are going to carry a premium price of $1,000 because David is such a popular word, and you'll earn a 50% rev share. And at the same point, if people want to get their name and a first initial, then again, this is pricing $79 to actually buy Web3 name, and then it's charging $10 for the David L. And so those are the two components, and you can add those both at the same time, although you do need to buy the royalties program. But if you pick names that are TLDs that can have the largest possible numbers of people that can buy domain names, I think that's where some people are going after larger revenue opportunities than having a TLD that operates in a small niche where you might have a more passionate following. So I think this is an example of buying a TLD like Web3 name and then picturing that there can be a lot of different people that would get their own names to the left of your TLD, and you would earn a 50% revenue share whether they bought regular names at the $10 or $20 or premium names at the $500 to $1,000.